Basketball has been one of the most watched mainstream sports as far as you can remember. The sport itself has always been ever-growing in both complexity and popularity, amounting up to a couple of million viewers annually. These audiences have a profound craving to see magnificent points being scored. However, an average career of an NBA player doesn't last long, so you may say they've to make it your worthwhile until their careers finally come to end. Today, we'll be showcasing to you the very best of the consistent players who've cemented their legacies by scoring thousands of points. This is the top 10 basketball players who scored the most points ever. But before we start today's list, please subscribe to our channel on the bottom right to support us. Number 10. Elvin Hayes. Born in Louisiana, Elvin Hayes was a massive fan of basketball ever since he was a kid. He dedicated himself to the sport, which was soon rewarded when he joined the San Diego Rockets at the age of 23 and became NBA's leading rookie with a whopping 28.4 points per game. He later played for the Baltimore Bullets and maintained the same consistency, and eventually went on to score 27,313 points in his career in 1,303 games, and finished his career at San Diego Rockets. Number 9. Moses Malone. Despite suffering from blistering hardships from a very young age, such as being raised by a single mother in Virginia, Moses Malone didn't let it stop him from chasing his dreams. He played in both ATA and NBA for nearly 2 decades, where he was a stellar point-scoring machine throughout his career. His NBA career started at Buffalo Braves, staying only for a year and moving on to Houston Rockets. His stay at most of the teams was short-lasting, which only goes on to show his flexibility, as he still managed to score 27,409 points in 1,329 games. Before we continue with the great Shaquille O'Neal, don't forget to like this video to support us. Number 8. Shaquille O'Neal. You've probably been living under a rock if you haven't heard of this name before. Known for his humongous build, Shaq is loved across the globe by most of the people who've seen him inside or outside of the court. Even in his early days, he had a gigantic figure, which gave him an edge over his opponents. NBA was quick to spot a raw talent like him, and he was drafted in Orlando Magic in his first season. Shaq was always on the rise and kept improving his game as a center, and ended up scoring more points in lesser games than both Moses and Elvin, 28,596 in 1,207 matches. Number 7. Wilt Chamberlain. Born on August 21, 1936, Wilt Chamberlain is considered one of the greatest NBA players to ever surface the earth. When he was in his senior year in college, Wilt wanted to join the NBA as soon as he could, due to his extraordinary talent. In 1959, his long-awaited dream finally came into practice when he joined the Philadelphia Warriors and became the NBA's highest-paid player at the time. He went on to break several records while on the journey of scoring 31,419 points in only 1,045 games, which may come as a shock to you, considering that it's even better than Shaq's, who is arguably one of the best of this generation. Number 6. Dirk Nowitzki. An odd one out due to his nationality, Dirk Nowitzki makes it on the list despite being a German in the sport, populated by mainly Americans. He had an innate understanding of basketball and is often regarded as the best European player to ever play in the NBA, which is a big feat for anyone who comes from a country where basketball is relatively less popular than in the US. You may be wondering if that stopped him from being a player that he could have been if he was born in America. However, this disadvantage only pushed him further, as he scored 31,560 points in 1,522 matches, playing for Dallas Mavericks in 3 different decades. Number 5. Michael Jordan. Now there's no way you are unaware of this personality. It shouldn't come as a surprise that the great Michael Jordan is in the top 10, arguably one of the most popular and decorated sportsmen in the history of sports. MJ ran rampant for the Chicago Bulls from 1984 to 1998, and Washington Wizards from 2001 to 2003, quantifying up to 32,292 points in 1,072 matches. If that wasn't enough to shock you, he kept a staggering 30.1 points per game record, which is the highest among anyone on our list. Number 4. Kobe Bryant. 2020 has been a disastrous year for everyone, but the start of the year brought about one of the most tragic and saddening deaths which were mourned by the entire world. Kobe Bryant, age 41, left behind a legacy that'll be remembered by generations to come. Slick and poised with his playstyle, the word Kobe became a trend for scoring points which you've probably used, either in an actual game or throwing rubbish in the bin from afar. This only goes on to show how skilled Kobe was, dedicating his entire career to the Lakers in loyalty. He scored a tremendous 33,643 points in 1,346 games. Number 3. LeBron James. One of the biggest sportsmen on the planet and present. You've probably heard of this name, even if you're not familiar with basketball. Born in Ohio, LeBron James became the epitome of hard work, which eventually got him a deserved spot in the NBA's Cleveland Cavaliers. Scoring a total of 34,459 points in 1,274 games, while maintaining 27 points per game, he is often compared with Michael Jordan, regarding the greatest player of basketball. Aside from scoring, LeBron is a big game player who ended Cavaliers' 52-year title drought, so you can keep that in mind while comparing the two. Number 2. Karl Malone. Nicknamed the Mailman by the fans, Karl Malone comes at second place in our list. Born in Louisiana just like Elvin, he is tied with Kobe for the second most first-team selections in NBA. In case you're wondering, no, he is not related to Moses Malone in any way. He began his NBA career at Utah Jazz and later played for the Lakers for a couple of years, where he scored 36,928 points for both teams combined. Number 1. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now for the moment you've been waiting for. The player who has scored the most points in the history of the entire NBA is none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was a formidable center. When he retired, not only was he the highest scoring player, he also held other records such as the most games and minutes played. Kareem played from 1969 to 1989 for both Milwaukee Bucks and the Lakers, where he illustrated his dominance by scoring, wait for it, 38,387 points in 1,560 matches, which is still unbroken up to this day. Perhaps it may never be broken. That was all we had for you today regarding the top 10 basketball players who scored the most points. Let us know in the comments which player you like the most among these incredible players. And is there anyone you can think of who can break these records? For more of your favorite content, make sure to smack the like button and subscribe so you don't miss out on anything.